Hi, my name is Louise.
And hi, I'm Emma.
You're listening to Murder or Myth,
the true crime podcast where not everything is true.
The aim of the game is to find out whether the story is actually a murder or if it's just a myth.
Now, let's get started.
So this is episode 27, and in this week's episode, I'm going to be telling the story to Emma of the deadly animal, the kangaroo, which I have recently gained a little bit of an obsession with. Except in this case, it's not the kangaroo doing the killing. Okay, so this episode is going to be released on Student Christmas Day.
Oh.
So I thought, why not combine Christmas theme with my recent revelation and fear of kangaroos?
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun one.
So this story is set in Limerick City. This story is set in Bullsbrook City, Australia. And it's about Boston King, who went on a kangaroo killing spree after getting drunk on the Christmas Eve of 2020. On the Christmas Eve of 2022. Okay, the 18-year-old was drinking in a pub with friends before getting into his Toyota...
This is already the craziest story we've had in a long time.
Before getting into his Toyota Land Cruiser vehicle and killing 11 kangaroos. For the first kangaroo, he mowed the animal down before getting out of the car and using a knife to cut off the animal's legs and tail, which he then hung on a nearby fence.
Okay.
Yeah.
Extreme.
He continued to mow down and attack the rest of the 11 marsupials, with some of the killings being captured on CCTV, which I guess criminalised him immediately. Boston King described himself as, quote, having fun while he was mounting footpaths as well as mowing down kangaroos during their drive. So he was drunk and driving very dangerously.
In a built-up area? In a rural area? Why was there that many kangaroos?
It's a city, but it's outside of Perth, so it wouldn't be that, like, built up, no. I guess in Australia, I don't know if there is very built up. Like, it's a lot of...
Fair, I get you, but...
areas of vast...
Why would there be 11 kangaroos readily available for him to just kill? Easy access. That's a lot, I feel.
I guess it was an area...
Continue.
An area with a high population density of kangaroos. Like, there would be areas in Australia.
Yeah, there would be. Okay.
And Bullsbrook is one of them. So, during his drive, he was joined by two of his friends in the car who were said to be encouraging him and egging him on. But I think during the killings, he was the only one who exited the car.
Okay.
And he was obviously the driver. So his lawyers requested community service order, but it was immediately denied by the judge, remarking it as a, quote, absolutely appalling behaviour. So kangaroos are protected species under Australian law. To kill, buy, sell or possess kangaroos is an offence, unless on the very rare occasion the Australian government license a permit. However, this is limited by species, number and location. So in this case, there was no permit, and this was also a killing spree, so it wasn't like hunting kangaroos for any use or food or need. So the community of Bullsbrook was horrified, and they had named most of the kangaroos, and many locals would interact with or feed them. So they weren't dangerous. I've actually realised that kangaroos are not very dangerous animals. They've only killed 2 people in the last century.
Yeah, one would think they're not.
So they're not too dangerous, so they were just chilling with the kangaroos and were very fond of them.
Okay.
So animal activists in the community were outraged and marched outside the courtroom with signs during his hearing. They were said to have been heckling Boston as he entered the court, and one person allegedly threw something on the teenager, some kind of liquid. Okay. Mr. King was given an 8-month prison sentence with 4 months parole, and he was also given an 18-month driving ban and an $1,000 Australian dollar fine, including court costs for reckless driving.
Okay.
And that's the end of my story. The kangaroo killing spree on Christmas Eve.
That is so much. This is a great story. I'm getting flashbacks to like the deer story. It's giving me the same vibes. It's like there's so much detail and so many things you would never think of all put together in the same story, yet entirely plausible and could be real. The fact that it's on Christmas Eve as well is another detail that I'm like, oh, did she just find this amazing story with all the details or make it up for a game?
Yeah, in my head I was like, do you remember just before we recorded this, I was like, I loved that deer episode.
Yeah.
And I was like, I could just do that again. I was like, no, I can't. Like, I've just done that. I was like, why not? Why can't I just do that again? Similar vibes. So, but Louise, why are you so good at this? I'm not sure. It's just a talent I have.
I don't know, is it a murder or a myth? Oh, it's a really hard one. I'm going to go with myth because I can't get over the fact that 11 kangaroos were just out and about and didn't like get away from the person in time. I don't know how 11 kangaroos would die. Okay, I'm just going to say myth, final answer.
It's a murder.
Ah, okay.
I fooled you again.
Congratulations. That's an intense murder.
It was.
Damn. Why did he do it? Just for the crack, like?
Yeah.
That's awful.
I guess he was drunk, so...
Well, still.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they just thought it was, like, fun.
Yeah. It's not fun.
No. Like,
don't kill
what's
animals.
The word, like, rebellious teen type thing, I guess. Like...
Yeah. We
I
go,
don't know.
like, throw eggs at someone's house. Don't,
So
like,
fair.
kill 11 kangaroos. As they should have said.
And I agree with you. I don't know how... Like, it was very... targeted. Like, I don't know how...
I feel like
each
he
kangaroo.
knew.
Like, I would like more detail into the story. Like, where...
He was like, let's kill kangaroos tonight. We need to find a bunch. Like, I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah.
Super sad for the kangaroos.
Yeah, really sad.
R.I.P. to everyone there at that town. Very sad story.
Yeah.
Or nor. As they would say in Australia.
Probably what they said immediately.
Kangaroos are dead or nor.
Well, that's the end of my story. Thanks for listening. Make sure to like and subscribe.
On this week's episode, I incorrectly guessed that Louise's story was a myth, when it in fact was a murder.
Find us on all streaming platforms.
Join us next week for another thrilling adventure.
Remember, it's myth until proven murder.
Slay.